are you going to walk out optimism and excitement about what's going on in Broward County? And I think it starts from the top of the government and goes all the way down. Now, that being said, we're going to give you big pictures, ideas of what's going on in Broward County. And I have the privilege to invite some of the biggest rock stars in Broward County development and specialties up here right now. So the next 45 to 50 minutes, we're going to get to some of the real nuts and bolts of what's making this happen. So with that, I'd like to invite the panel up. And if you guys can all take a seat, and then I will go through quietly or quickly and sort of name everybody's name, and we'll sort of proceed from there. So how many of you in the crowd like very regimented, formal discussion, and how many of you sort of like to see the conversation flow, where they sometimes say stuff that they maybe don't necessarily want to say? Which one do you sort of want? You want the formal, very structured, kind of like in a law office, or do you want the conversation aspect? I've been actually in South Florida since 1993, so I've been through 2 cycles or so. I was a real estate reporter for quite some time, full-time staff writer, did that from 1993 up until about 2006 or so, give or take. From there, I went ahead and I set up a company based on data. Based on that data, we went ahead and we sort of played in the down market, and now we've used that approach. We're sort of tracking the up market, the pre-construction type of stuff. So, and I have the fortunate privilege of being able to contribute to the Miami Real Deal. I've been doing that for close to 3 years now. So that's who I am, but who you care about is not necessarily me, but you care about these gentlemen to my left. The first gentleman to my left is Harvey Hernandez from New Yard Development. Sitting next to Harvey is Jean-Francois Roy, and I always mispronounce it because I kind of have that on. I can't say Leroy, if you will. Jean-Francois Roy from Ocean Land. And next to that, we have Patrick Campbell. Patrick is a vice president with the Related Group, so we're going to ask him about some of the big picture stuff. And then right next to Patrick, we're going to have Jamie Sturgis. Jamie is a specialist in the commercial aspect of the real estate. So think big picture Google Earth with me. So let's start.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you for inviting me. And Ocean Land is in development since 25 years. We used to specialize between Miami and Palm Beach. And after the last recession, we decided to specialize in Broward County because we like to give value. And it was a great opportunity. It was a niche. And we doing a different product, completely different. And we're not really competitor because actually, when people are looking for a beach, we send to you. So when they're looking for a smaller unit, we send to your place. We have designed, we have 5 projects under construction. We have 1 we just delivered. We have 2 we're going to deliver within the next 6 months. We had decided to develop a project for the baby boomer because by being a baby boomer myself, many people have a big house and the kids leave, and you don't want having the problem of the big house and the plumbing and the maintenance of the pool. And we designed a project larger than one of the gentlemen here. Our average is about 3,000 square feet. They all on the water. They all coming with boat slip. Most of them have roof terrace, and we try to make them affordable. Our average price is between $500 and $700 square foot. Most of them is the 500 square foot, but that's include the boat slip. So we try to give value, but our buyer is a specialized market. It's people who they're coming from big house. 90% of our buyer are in Broward County. 40% of our buyer is 1,000 feet from the unit, only 1,000 feet. And 40% are in the Western, or people who want to move downtown. We're selling a lifestyle of walking to the beach, walking to the restaurant. Many of our buyers have golf cart. It's a different kind of lifestyle. So that's why we're not really competitor. We compete with each other because at the end of the day we want buyer to be happy. When they come to see when they buy our project, they want to be happy. If you sell a unit, first of all, someone wants to go on the beach, they're not coming in our place because...
What's important about the commercial side is you got the commercial aspect in many Patrick's buildings, if you will, Harvey's buildings, not necessarily Jean-Francois, at least the local ones, but also too, once these people buy condos, they're going to probably look to set up a business, do a variety of different things. So Jamie, I just wonder if you could talk a little bit about the commercial side of what you're seeing and sort of the indirect or the trickle-down effect as a result of all of these towers and all this, these new residences being developed right now currently in Broward County.
Sure. So thank you very much for having me today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the sales director for Metro One. Metro One has been in Wynwood for 10 years. We like to think of ourselves as pioneers. We are a full-service real estate company, but we primarily focus on leasing and investment sales. So as these gentlemen come in and build these beautiful products for the empty nesters, I service the millennials that left them. So we focus on urban core and emerging neighborhoods. So very much so as we did in Wynwood, we're looking for new emerging markets in Fort Lauderdale, such as Flagler Village, the Soda District, Oakland Park's Culinary Arts District, and a few others. So we like to come in and bring in cool independent brands. I'm a millennial myself, and if I was walking down the street and I had the option between a Starbucks and a craft coffee shop, I'm always going to take the craft coffee shop. So we try to find these independent brands and curate neighborhoods such that it's a cohesive culture that is a symbiotic relationship, and when done and executed properly, it creates something larger than itself. Wynwood being a great case study for that.
And you guys did a fantastic job. You, Tony and all that, yeah, fantastic job on Wynwood. If you guys haven't been to Wynwood lately, check it out. You'd be shocked what's going on in that area.
So very similar to Wynwood is Flagler Village, right? That's Fort Lauderdale's Wynwood.
That's what I was going to ask you about.
And that's our baby. I mean, that's where our office is. That's where we work every single day. For those of you who don't know what Flagler Village is, it's just north of Broward Boulevard, just south of Sunrise. The eastern boundary is US 1, and the western is the rail. There's a number of really interesting things going on there. I think last there was 42 projects either under construction, proposed, or recently completed. The residential density there is set to double in the next 5 years. So it's really becoming Fort Lauderdale's urban core, and it's a really amazing process.
What are you seeing today now that it looks like All Aboard Florida or Brightline or whatever they're calling it, the latest name, versus maybe 2011, 2012 or so because of this new development? Percentage-wise, if you don't want to get into specifics.
I don't know that I'd throw a percentage out on it, but we've definitely seen things tick up. And whether or not that's attributed to All Aboard Florida or some of the other things that are happening in the neighborhood, like the success of the adaptive reuse projects and the multifamily developments and the things that are happening on the beach and on Las Olas and the Las Olas Isles, I don't know that I can necessarily point it just to All Aboard Florida to give them that success. I really think it's been a cumulative effort amongst everybody up here on this stage and everyone in this room, really, that right now hit the critical mass. For a long time, we've been in the shadow of Miami, and as prices are starting to crystallize down there, and some may disagree with me on that, we're now starting to see an influx of money, investment, tenants, all of those things that have had great success down there, moving up into Broward as a second or even tertiary market.
Okay, and last question, then I'll get off. I'm sorry. So let's talk about Wynwood then. So what did you see in Wynwood, or what's been told in Wynwood? How big was the boom? Because if that's ultimately what everybody's achieving, or if that's the carrot that you think Flagler Village might be, what was the turnaround like in Wynwood percentage-wise? Any idea?
Once again, I don't know if I can throw a percentage on it, but there's similarities in between Wynwood and Flagler Village and the creative arts entertainment side.
I'm just looking for some direction, though. I mean, we're talking 10%, we're talking 100%, we're talking 500%, type of, just to give people idea in case they want to play the commercial market. No? You want to go back there?
Yeah, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. You know what? To talk about the downtown core in Fort Lauderdale, there's really been an amazing transformation over the past 4 years downtown. When we went for our first approvals, we were the first residential building approved for construction in downtown Fort Lauderdale in 6 years. It's been open for 2 years now, but I always remember after a commission meeting going to celebrate on one of the bars in Las Olas, and it was a ghost town. You go any given night down there now, and it is full. So, it goes along with what we're saying and how we see prices, that Broward County and downtown Fort Lauderdale is on its way to being a 24-hour city. And as we build the residential, the commercial follows, and then the cycle flips back to residential to support the commercial that was just built. But it really is an amazing transformation. If you don't go down there at night, go down on a Wednesday night and walk on Las Olas and see how busy everything is, because that generates business for everybody and prices on the commercial side for him.
Nice. And Patrick, on that point, I don't know if you can compare and contrast, let's say downtown Miami to downtown Fort Lauderdale in terms of the amount of commercial space you need to allocate in one of your towers, like Icon Las Olas. How much commercial space do you have to develop versus maybe like an Icon Brickell, just percentage-wise to give people an idea, kind of a rule of thumb?
Well, I mean, two big different projects there.
Or 50 Biscayne, maybe.
Yeah, so it's a little different. In Broward County, their rules are a little lax, but we have to have some sort of commercial component downtown on the ground floor, Icon Las Olas, except for the residential lobby. There's 15,000 square feet of commercial space, which is significant for the footprint of the building.
Yeah.
So as we go forward and are developing the next wave of buildings and seeing that there's some substantial staying power for retail, we're putting more and more on the ground floor levels.
Got it, got it. Now, we were talking a little bit about the Bright Line, the All Aboard Florida.